Live. This is episode number 1 of Ask NYYST. I am your live stream of a Twitter Q&A. I know I'm doing it on YouTube. I initially wanted to do it on Twitter, but I already got the YouTube set up, and it just seems like it's easier to do it on YouTube. So hopefully everybody comes over here and checks it out. Now, normally I don't have herpes on my lip, but it's ingrown hair that is really becoming a pain in the ass to get rid of. Because you can see here, a little scruffy, and sometimes the hair just grows where it wants to. So I do apologize for that, and hopefully it doesn't distract you. It's consuming me. I'm so self conscious about it. But anyway, you guys are here because you want your Yankees questions answered. So we asked for them. We got some questions. So this is the type of thing we don't want to be here all day answering questions. So we'll pick like 3 to 5 questions, answer them, and get them done with. I think this is a good week to debut this because we were unable to do a midweek pod this week. Chris was traveling, so we going a whole week without recording podcast episodes. We'll be back to record Sunday, cover the whole week, and it'll be out on your regular Monday, regular Monday time slot that you guys have become accustomed to. So let's just jump right into the questions here. I picked 3. I got them all up in my brain here. Just for today, we're not going to shout out. Yeah, I could. I know 2 of them. The third person that I asked you a question, I do apologize. I just reached off the top of my head. Patrick, let's start with you, buddy. Do I think Bryce Harper will become a Yankee? This is a very, very loaded question because the Yankees are always known to go out there and make the big splash in free agency, and they're willing to spend money at all times, especially now that if they get under 197 this year, then the luxury tax will be reset, and they will be able to go out there and sign a guy like Bryce Harper. But, and like I said, this is a very loaded question. Are you bringing back Brett Gardner? Because Brett Gardner's contract is up at the end of the season. He's going to be 35 years old. Are you bringing back Brett Gardner? I would personally give him, a 2-year deal. I know he said he wants to play, 2, 3, 4 more years in an interview that he did the other day. But I think Gardy at 2 years for 15 to 20 million is worth it for not only his veteran leadership on what will still be a young ball club, but he's had, he was slumping really bad for a while there, but now he's picked it up. So I expect the same type of production out of Gardy, and he's still a very solid outfielder. So what are you going to do? You're going to have Stanton, you're going to have Judge, you're going to have Hicks, and you're going to have Gardner. And then what about Clint Frazier? Are you trading Clint Frazier? Because if not, then why are we bringing in Bryce Harper? Because you already got Clint Frazier. Now you got 5 outfielders. We all know Aaron Hicks isn't going anywhere. It's Cashman's guy. So where's he going? A very frustrating guy Aaron Hicks is. You always hear about the 5 tools that Aaron Hicks has, but he never displays them all together at once. Like last night's game, for example, he got eaten alive on changeups. Like, it's easy for me to say this, not sitting here on my couch, but Aaron Hicks has got to know how awful he looked on those first 2 changeups, that he can't, that he's got to know the third one is coming, and he strikes out on it, and it just, it killed the rally there. There's a runner. Was there a runner on second? I forget the end. It was either the 738th, but no, it had to have been in the it had to have been in the 8th. But you shoot, you're killing a rally there. You got first and second, 1 out. If I'm thinking of the right inning, because Bird was batting 7th and Hicks was batting ahead of him, so it had to have been in the 8th inning. You got first and second, 1 out. These changes are not in the strike zone. You got to be more patient there. But as far as Bryce Harper goes, you're going to pay this guy, what, 10 years, $400 million? It's probably what it's going to take to get Bryce Harper here. Is that is that something the Yankees are really willing to do right now? I don't know. And like I said, you hear these things like, well, what if we send Giancarlo Stanton? I've heard a couple people say the Yankees will trade Giancarlo Stanton in the offseason. Why? He's cheaper than Bryce Harper. He's only costing the Yankees $27 million a year. So why are you gonna trade him and sign a guy that you're gonna have to pay $13 million more a year for? And you hear things like Harper's only a 211 hitter in the postseason. It doesn't excite me. Harper's a great player, but is his ego and attitude gonna mesh well with Torres and Judge and Didi and those guys? I don't know. Um, if I had to answer the question, I would say, making me answer, I say no. He's not going to be a Yankee. But would it surprise me? Also, no, it would not surprise me. Excuse me. Now, Nick wants to know, instead of going after Cole Hamels, would I be okay with going after J.A. Happ? It's a name that doesn't excite me. I know he's pitching to like a 3.48 ERA, and Hamels is pitching to like a 3.68 ERA. And I know all these sabermetricians and their numbers say that Hamels isn't even pitching that well this year. Look, I'm 30. I'm going to be 35 years old. I know a way baseball is played. I know what numbers mean. So like ERA 3.68 is still good to me. Like you can tell me his whatever his FIP, if that's even a thing. I think it is like means his ERA is really like 6. Okay, but it's not. It's 3.68. Uh, Hap is pitched in the American League East, so it's a good thing. It depends on the prospect package. Are the Jays going to hold up the Yankees for more than what Hap is worth because it's in the AL East? If so, then you walk away from it. I'm still under the guys that I'm more willing to try Cole Hamels if the prospect package isn't hefty. The price isn't hefty. Because I know it was 10 years ago, but this guy won a World Series and pitched in another. And maybe a shot in the arm, going to a contending team in a pennant race, like, happened to Justin Verlander that last year, can go out there and, raise Hamels' game. Now, I'm not expecting Cole Hamels to all of a sudden start throwing 98 again and pitching to a 1.03 ERA, but you never know what a change of scenery can do to a veteran guy like that. So I wouldn't be against Hap, but like I said, it all comes down to what the trade would be. And the final question we're going to answer today, and I'm sorry that I don't remember your name off the top of my head, but I do want to answer your question. And you asked, what player on the current roster is most likely to be traded for pitching? I believe the question was none. It's just as simple as that. On the 25-man roster currently constructed, I don't see anybody getting traded for pitching. Maybe you could throw Tyler Austin in as part of a package for somebody, but none of these guys are getting traded. You're not trading any of your star players. You're not trading Gary Sanchez. You're not trading Aaron Judge. You're not trading Miguel. I could see Miguel Andujar getting traded because we know that Brandon Drury is a Brian Cashman guy. So could Miguel Andujar get traded? Yeah, Miguel Andujar could get traded, but you're going to have to tell me that you're getting a legitimate ace back in the package. I know everybody likes asking, oh, would you trade Glaber for Jacob deGrom? I'd be tempted to, straight up. I'm not adding any more prospects into it. You're not going to tell me, oh, you got to give me Glaber and Clint Frazier and Justice Sheffield, and then we'll trade. No, 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 no. I'll give you like a low A guy or two, but you're not getting any of my other top guys for Gleyber Torres. I'm sorry. If Gleyber Torres is in a deal, it's a straight up deal, or I'll give you like one or two projects that are in like low A ball. That's it. So, but do I see that happening? No. The Mets are not going to trade Jacob deGrom to the Yankees. It's just not going to happen. As much as we like to have fun with it, and I'm going to we were the first ones to, start with that. And then it appeared on the back page of the Daily News the next day. And then, now it's all anybody wants to talk about. Oh, the Mets should trade Jacob deGrom to the Yankees because in a realistic world, the Yankees and the Mets are perfect for each other. The Yankees have a lot of young prospects, some that are major league ready. And the Mets have an ace. And they also have another. He's not as good, Syndergaard, but they have another ace level pitcher. So obviously that's a move the Yankees should be looking at. But if the Mets weren't going to trade guys like Lucas Duda and Jay Bruce or even Neil Walker to the Yankees last year because they didn't want to see those guys, riding in a ticker tape parade, how do you think they're going to feel about trading one of the five best pitchers in Major League Baseball? They're not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. And as much as it would suck to lose a guy like Gleyber Torres, the Yankees can survive without Gleyber Torres. That offense can survive without Gleyber Torres. Can this pitching staff survive without another ace? Probably not. I don't see how it happens. So, that's my thought on it. Guys in the minor leagues, obviously, I think the biggest candidate to be traded is Clint Frazier. I just don't think the Yankees have a spot for him, or he might not factor into their plans right now. So I see him being the most likely guy to get traded. But if you're telling me Cole Hamels is the guy or Jay Happ is the guy, then no, I don't want to trade Clint Frazier for either one of those guys. Chance Adams and take Estrada or somebody and build a package around those guys. But Clint Frazier for Happ or Hamels, no, not having it. Okay. All right, so thanks for joining us. It's a little past 11 minutes here. Solid time frame. Try to make these a little shorter next time. But first one out of the way. This was episode 1 of Ask NYYST. Most of the time, I figure that I'll be doing these by myself. Chris could always join me, but I don't know how that's going to work. This is more my brainchild, and Chris is kind of shy. No, I'm kidding. But thank you again for watching episode 1 of Ask NYYST. You can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @Christian_NYYST. And please also follow the main account at NYY Sports Talk. I'll be at Yankee Stadium tonight. Ron Guidry Bobblehead Day. Very excited for that. I love going to Bobblehead Day, whoever it is. Unfortunately, I got to miss 2 of them this year because CC's Bobblehead Day is on a Friday night, and I'm going the next day. And in my old age, it's too much going back-to-back days. A night game after a night game, and then a day game. I'm like a catcher. I can't do both. And then Gardy Bobblehead Day. I might go to that if I like the design of it. I already have a Gardy bobblehead from Yankees Universe, so I don't know, whatever. But yes, definitely tonight, Ron Guidry bobblehead night. Herman versus Blake Snell. Snell is pitching really well right now, and the Yankees are not hitting very well right now. I think they got like a 0.64 batting average with runners in scoring position. The first run since June 4th, I believe they scored last night on Stan's single. That was not a home run or a sac fly. So you would like to, it's hard. It's hard to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's hard to criticize the Yankees for how they're scoring runs because they're still 7-3 in their last 10 games. There's, percentage points, have the best record in Major League Baseball. So it's hard to criticize how they're winning games. But obviously, you would like to see them get singles, move runners over, hit a ball in the gap, not always over the fence, because sometimes you can turn the light switch off on power, and you got to figure out other ways to get things done. But we'll save that for the pod this weekend. Again, thank you very much for watching episode 1 of Ask NYYST. Probably be a midweek thing. We'll see how it goes. There's going to be a lot of moving parts to this until we find the right format for it. But thank you again for watching episode 1 of Ask NYYST. I'm Christian, and we'll see you in the next episode.